Hey everyone, my name is Jeff Warren Jr., and I'm the assistant editor for FacilitiesNet. In this Facilities and Focus video, I'll be talking to Rusty Dials, the National Director of Environment, Health, and Safety at ESFM, about what facility managers can do to prep their buildings and staff for severe weather emergencies. What kind of supplies should a facility manager have ready for severe weather emergencies?
Emergency action plan and the business continuity plan, which lists out for a site and for the facility manager exactly what supplies they'll need. So the EAP, the emergency action plan, that's required by OSHA. It's really type of a risk assessment where it says, depending on what type of location it is, as well as where in the country it is. Your EAP is where you will list out these are the type of emergencies we might be exposed to, and these are the preparations we need to have in advance, including what those supplies would be. For situations where you're doing you're exposed to maybe a fire, you want to make sure that you've got fire drill, your evacuation plan down, and or providing water. You have rally points, and you have rosters of your associates for the rally points and things of that nature. And then on the flip side, if you've got a shelter in place emergency like maybe a tornado, you want to make sure you've got flashlights in case you lose electricity. You want to make sure you've got like a weather radio, spare batteries for all of those. Again, spare water for that. But when it comes to supplies, determining what you need really all starts with your emergency action plan and your business continuity plan for recovery after the fact. And working with if you have safety professionals on site, if your company has safety professionals, working with them to try to understand what's needed and trying to make sure that you've got those supplies staged will go a long way in once you do have an emergency, making sure everything goes smoothly.
How can facility managers get their occupants to safety during severe weather emergencies?
Yeah, so again, referring back to the emergency action plan, during, say a fire event where there's an evacuation needed, ensuring that you've prepared ahead of time evacuation routes and those evacuation routes are posted. You want to make sure that drills are done throughout the year so the associates, even though this is an emergency situation and there may be panic or excitement, if you've done drills throughout the year, they know what to expect and they know where to go. So they know where their exits are, they know where their rally points are, and everything goes a lot more smoothly, even with the, unexpected. Also, to ensure that your evacuations are done in safe manner, you want to have associates identified ahead of time for particular roles, such as if you want someone to be at the rally point with a roster, ensuring that every single associate's checked off. Yes, John's here, Sophie's here. Those roles need to be identified ahead of time, and those associates trained on what the responsibilities of those roles would be. Especially with shelter in place, similar situation where having those shelter in place areas identified, fully stocked ahead of time, having drills throughout the year so that the associates are familiar with where they need to go, or familiar with the emergency evacuation posters posted throughout the facility so they know, oh, let me go look. Since I'm in this area, this is someplace I'm unfamiliar with. Let me go look at the emergency evacuation posters so I know exactly where to go to the correct way. Doing all those things, and again, being prepared ahead of time ensures, the least amount of surprise and anxiety for the associates so that they can get to where they need to go safely.
All right. And what kind of training should facility managers conduct to prepare staff for severe weather emergencies?
So when it comes to training, I've already mentioned a couple times the drills throughout the year, but prior to that, training on the emergency action plan, what the roles and responsibilities of the associates are, what the roles and responsibilities of perhaps local first responders, getting those just general type of training done in the first place, and then performing those drills, having the opportunity for those associates in designated roles to practice what they need to do, to practice their responsibilities. And again, those associates in that emergency situation, Having done those drills in the past, that will lower the anxiety and give them an understanding of what to do. And personally, I think that it should be done several times in a year, any type of drills. Some organizations only do it once, and hey, that's better than nothing. But at the same time, the more frequently you do it, the more it will stick in in associates' minds, so that it's ready and available for when they have that emergency. But it's important that the facility manager uh, also knows, what their role is in comparison to, say operations or EHS, environment, health, and safety at their organization. Again, there's usually a division of roles. And so it's important they understand what that is and go through the same training as a manager as well.